In this podcast episode, Dr. Gabor Maté, a renowned physician and expert on addiction and trauma, delves into the intricate relationship between emotional pain, addiction, and the healing process. He emphasizes that all forms of addiction, whether to substances like cocaine or behaviors such as gambling and shopping, serve as attempts to soothe or distract from underlying emotional distress. Dr. Maté's mantra, "The first question is not why the addiction, but why the pain," encapsulates his approach to understanding addiction as a symptom rather than a standalone issue. Dr. Maté draws parallels between various addictions, highlighting that they all activate the brain's reward circuitry, providing temporary relief from emotional turmoil. He explains that addiction is fundamentally about regulating unbearable internal states through external means. This perspective broadens the definition of addiction beyond substance use, encompassing behaviors like shopping, gambling, and even workaholism. He argues that the targets of addiction may differ, but the internal effects and motivations are strikingly similar across different forms of addiction. During the discussion, Dr. Maté addresses the common misconception that addiction is a choice. He asserts that no one chooses to be in pain, and therefore, understanding the root causes of addiction requires a compassionate examination of the emotional wounds that often precede it. He notes that many individuals may not recognize their own addictive behaviors, as they often associate addiction solely with substance abuse. Dr. Maté provides a broader definition of addiction, stating that it manifests in any behavior that brings temporary pleasure or relief, but results in long-term negative consequences and an inability to give it up. A significant theme in Dr. Maté's work is the profound impact of childhood trauma on adult behavior and health. He shares his experiences working with a highly addicted population in Vancouver, where he observed that many individuals had faced severe childhood adversities, such as abuse or neglect. He emphasizes that both the presence of trauma and the absence of nurturing can lead to emotional pain, which often manifests as addiction in adulthood. Dr. Maté recounts his own early life experiences as a Jewish infant during World War II, illustrating how even non-abusive environments can lead to emotional wounds. He explains that children can be hurt not only by negative experiences, but also by the lack of positive, nurturing interactions. This understanding of trauma as a spectrum, rather than a binary experience, is crucial for recognizing the complexities of addiction and emotional distress. Throughout the conversation, Dr. Maté emphasizes the importance of compassion, both for oneself and for others. He argues that understanding the roots of addiction and emotional pain requires a compassionate approach that acknowledges the struggles individuals face. He distinguishes between blame and responsibility, asserting that while individuals may engage in self-destructive behaviors, these actions are often rooted in unconscious patterns formed in childhood. By fostering awareness and compassion, individuals can begin to take responsibility for their healing journey. Dr. Maté also highlights the innate healing capacity of human beings. He believes that once individuals start asking the right questions about their lives and experiences, they can uncover the answers that lead to healing. He encourages listeners to seek out resources, whether through literature, therapy, or community support, that can help them navigate their emotional landscapes. A critical point raised in the discussion is the disconnect between modern medical practices and the holistic understanding of health. Dr. Maté critiques the reductionist approach of many medical professionals, who often view patients through a narrow lens focused solely on physical symptoms. He argues that this perspective neglects the emotional and social factors that contribute to health and illness. Dr. Maté calls for a shift in how healthcare practitioners approach their patients, advocating for a more integrated understanding of the mind-body connection. He believes that generalists, like family physicians, have a unique opportunity to see patients in the context of their lives, recognizing the interplay between emotional well-being and physical health. By doing so, they can provide more comprehensive care that addresses the root causes of illness, rather than merely treating symptoms. The conversation also touches on the theme of connection in human relationships. Dr. Maté points out that while modern society often promotes the idea of being more connected through technology, Genuine human connection is essential for emotional health. He emphasizes that real friendships and supportive relationships are crucial for healing and well-being. The discussion highlights the importance of fostering meaningful connections, both in personal lives and within communities, to combat feelings of isolation and loneliness.